We are back. What is up, Chris?
Nothing much, Rube. What's going on?
Nothing, bro. It's hot over here by me. I got a nice little ice water going. Normally I drink room temperature water, but today I gotta make it ice because
Ice
it
water, huh?
helps. Yeah, it helps my body cool. I like drinking normally room temperature water just because
Same,
technically it's better for you. Your body doesn't go into shock,
same,
you know?
same. It's funny when I used to work back at one of my old jobs. One time, one of my good friends there, I saw him pouring water into a cup out of the machine, and he's pouring
Mhm.
cold and hot at the same time. He's going back and forth, and I started cracking up. I'm like, I thought I was the only one that liked warm water, but he was like, "No,
That's
that's the
funny.
best. That's the best."
That's
So,
funny. That's
yeah,
funny. So what's going on? The new topic of the day, the new tech talk of the day of the week, actually.
it's
Last week
nonstop.
we ended last week with the Oakley Metas. We started and ended, which we got to do a second part to that because there's definitely more information that came out, more information that's gonna come out. I don't know, they kind of, after watching those and continuously looking at them, eventually they kind of grew on me. I didn't like the look like we were talking about last week. But I don't know. I think those are gonna be ones that I'll end up getting, bro.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I'm seeing the pre-order starts. I think it was a July 11th. I'm thinking about it. I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence
Yeah,
because that's only because I'm still loving the Ray-Bans right now. So I figure,
yeah.
you know what? I can probably push out the Ray-Bans, not probably, but most likely another
Listen,
year at
when
minimum
it
because they're
when it
functional as is. I love the way they are
and when
already.
it comes down to it, even though those have 3K footage, I mean, on a small screen like a cell phone, where 90%, 95% of the people are doing everything on anyway, the human eye can't tell the difference between 3K and 1080p when it comes down to it. Maybe if you're doing some type of editing and you need to, crop in or something like that, that's when it. But other than that, if you're just using it to record and post, your money.
It's funny because I was on Reddit the other day and then I was going through the comments and somebody was saying, "Oh, they love the metas. They just don't like the fact that when he was beaming into the TV from his phone, that it looks pixelated. It doesn't look as good as in the phone." And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, that's a valid argument. It's a valid point, but how often are you streaming your phone? I mean, maybe some people do. I don't know, but I'm thinking maybe that's more for movies or Netflix or something or YouTube, not necessarily
Yeah,
maybe the videos that you make. Am I wrong in saying
yeah.
that? I don't know, but me mostly 99% of the, well, 100% of the time, watching everything, especially that I create with the metas or whatever videos. I'm watching it directly on my phone because
And
you know
regardless, bro, how many videos out there, end up getting millions of views that is pixelated. It's just like not even top quality. And, when it comes down to it, as long as you get the point across, that's all people really care about, you know?
exactly a lot of that stuff, whether it be awesome production or clarity. Yeah, you're still gonna want some clarity, but again, these are amazing as is and super functional for what they are. And mostly everybody's consuming the content on their phones nowadays. And I think
Yeah,
for content creators, including us and a lot of other people, that's just, you're going to be, for me, I would be creating specifically with the smartphone in mind. People are going to be consuming
yeah,
straight from the smartphone, not necessarily
yeah,
on a TV. And if it is going to be on TV, maybe we could do a grander production of whatever it is that we're
yeah, yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly. Yep, you're right. You're right,
but like I said,
100%.
still on the fence with the Oakley metas. We'll be keeping everybody who's watching, or everybody who's tuning in. We'll keep up with more information as the days come along because it's coming up quick right now. So again, I'm still on the fence. Am I going to do it? Am I not? I'm leaning more towards now, maybe not, unless I get a crazy good deal on them. Only because the metas, the Ray Bans are super functional for me right now. I'm super happy. I'm not really, the battery life isn't too much of an issue for me, and they do everything that I need them to do. Now, the caveat to that would be is if the speakers on the Oakley Metas are a certain percentage better or louder, because I think that's
Yeah,
still
that's
one
true.
of the shortcomings on the
That's true.
Ray-Ban Meta is this the speaker volume. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. They could definitely be louder. Like if you're in an indoor setting, home, in the office, They're good. Once you get into the car, it becomes something where you got to crank them up. If you're allowed in a loud environment, then it doesn't, you definitely need something else. But listen, I'll be honest with you, in the meantime, I mean, I had these anyway. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And the thing I love about these, which I didn't like about them at first, because I'm not an in the ear type of guy, so I rocked the first generation AirPods for a long time. Then I got these. Believe it or not, I didn't even get these. I found these. Which was awesome because these things are 250. I ended up finding these. I ended up resetting them. I bought brand new ear tips for them for 20 bucks. And then I would still just do one ear at a time. And then one day, I forget what I was doing. I was in a loud environment. I decided to put them both in. And then that's when I realized the beauty of these. When I put both of them in, and it just completely, when I tell you it completely blocked every sound outside out, and I could just hear everything crystal clear. And I was like, all right, I get it now. So I've grown to like these. So, listen, in the meantime, for situations like that, I got these as backup. You know what I mean? Which, granted, it's an extra thing to carry, which is a pain. It's an extra thing to have in your EDC, your everyday carry. But eventually we'll get there. You know what I mean? Just like every piece of technology, everything starts off not to the best of its ability at first, and then eventually it gets to a point where, it just becomes more and more simple. It just simplifies to the point where minimalism, meaning the less things in your pocket, less things you have to carry, just finally stands out, you know?
I'm glad you brought that up, Ruben. That's an excellent point. So let's get into this really quick. I know this is probably going to go off from what we were scheduled to, what we were going to talk about, but this is an excellent segue into what you just mentioned is the functionality of all of these things now that are coming into play, right? So we had the AirPods, okay, and for me, when I had my AirPods, I bought a little case for them that I can loop onto my belt so that it's not necessarily in my pockets.
Hmm.
So approaching, I think a lot of these companies approaching more functional ways to carry these items, even the glasses themselves, right? Like this is why it's important to get the glasses with all day battery life, or
Yeah,
you don't want to be carrying. In other words, you don't want to be carrying the case, the charging case, even with the headphones. All the it's you just have to find your groove, how you're going to carry it. Because if we're carrying, especially men, unless you have a bag or something, you're carrying your wallet, your phone, you're carrying multiple things in your pockets, and you don't want to
yeah,
be bulging from the pockets
yeah.
everywhere you go. So, I think more companies should start embracing functionality with how we can carry these all the tools.
They'll get there though. I
So,
mean, like, look what we're talking about with the Oakley Metas. That alone right there shows me that these are not
it's
that far away from having
exactly,
the upgraded camera, upgraded sound, better AI,
yeah.
which is huge. There's actually, I mean, I ended up, you remember, I mean, it was a while before we were able to accept these, and then eventually you end up getting it. And I mean, just at work, this one young buck. He was like, "Oh, how do you like?" I was like, "Bro, I was like, I never thought I would say this, but I love these things. I actually love them,
Same,
you
because
know?"
every time I'm wearing them at work, everybody's always asking me about them, and it's super intrigued. Everybody's absolutely loving them. I haven't really heard anybody say anything weird or that they don't like
Yeah,
them. Everybody, they love them. When
yeah,
they hear me talking on the phone through them, like, "Oh, you talking through the phone on your glasses?" Like, yeah, and it's like it's just super interesting for people. It's super interesting. Now,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just bringing it back really quick though to the sound we were talking about, and I know we spoke about it in the first episode. Did you ever? And I think you did try the Shocks bone conduction
I
headphones. Did
tried
you
them at the
try those?
store. Yeah, at the store I
Okay,
tried them. At the
because I
store I was
think
able to put them on and try them, which
those are still
I
my
mean,
favorite headphones. Those are
yeah, those
still
those
absolute
definitely.
favorite.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess just it's another thing that just it takes some getting used to, maybe that type of technology. But it definitely was something that I sat there and when I finally tried them on, because I remember you preached those to me. When I finally tried them, I was like, oh wow, these things are actually impressive. You know what I mean? And then the fact that you don't have to have something in your ear was a plus, you know?
That's the best part about it. So I think hopefully we'll see how things go in the future, but with the Meta Ray Bans, even the other ones. I think if we can get that kind of sound clarity and punch audio
Hmm.
for the smart glasses, that's gonna be
Yeah,
next level. But again,
yeah.
with the Oakley Metas coming out, we do know that it's gonna be double the battery life than the Ray Bans
So,
right
bro,
now.
it's double the battery life, more
Still
than
no
double
word,
the.
still no word on audio if it's gonna be
Yeah.
louder or not.
So I mean, so far they doubled up on everything. Doubled up on the battery life that you actually use it. Doubled up on not even though I think they even quadrupled. Yeah, they quadrupled the actual standby battery life. Yeah, just the audio really. But I mean, listen, that goes to show that these aren't that far away now from getting all those upgrades, you know?
They're not. And like I said, maybe when the new ones come out, maybe I'll get FOMO. Who knows? But I've been thinking about it more and more. Probably, like I said, unless I get a super killer deal on those, I'll
Well,
see when the time
that's probably
comes.
not going to be right away. Maybe Black
No.
Friday they'll do something since because think about it, they're coming out
No.
with the limited editions on July 11th, which is just a few weeks away. Then the all the rest of them they're not going to be released until September is the date that I got. So that's another 2 more months after the limited edition ones,
So
you
that
know?
is confirmed for September because they were saying that they were
Yeah.
going to be released in the summer. So for
It's not
September,
confirmed. Well, end of summer. So that could be end of, that could be the end of August, beginning of September, which
okay.
is all pretty much relatively the same time frame. Um, but it's not confirmed. That's all still speculation. The 7-Eleven date is 100% on the limited edition, but the rest of them is all speculation right now.
Okay. Well, now that we're talking about the new smart glasses that Meta's going to be coming out with, might as well jump into the new digs. Might as well jump right into the new digs. The Xiaomi AI
Mm.
smart glasses. Ruben,
So it's funny that
what
you
do
brought
you
those up.
know? Have you heard? Have you seen?
Believe
Tell
it or
me. Talk
not,
to me.
so I pulled up on the screen because it popped up on my Google feed, the Xiaomi's, which is supposed to be the Ray-Ban killers minus the camera. That's the only thing these things don't have, right? Is the camera from what I'm expecting, because I'm looking at them and they don't look like they have a camera. But
They have a
supposedly,
camera.
oh, it does?
They have a camera.
Oh, and it's an ultra wide camera.
So this is what I'm seeing so far because this they were just announced, I think, a couple of days ago, if
Where's the
not
camera though?
yesterday.
I can't see it.
Yeah, check. It could be an older model you're looking at. I'm not sure. Just it's kind of hard, but if you let's say you do a search right now, pull up one of the newest articles, the Xiaomi AI smart glasses. Because even when I was looking on the website, it's kind of you got to dig around a little bit.
Ah,
Here's the
yeah, I
thing.
see. Wow, bro, these things are packaged like an Apple, like an iPhone. Like the packaging is like an iPhone. I
Yeah,
see now. I see
beautiful.
the camera.
It's beautiful. Now it's going to be another game changer. We thought the Oakley Metas was going to be a game changer, okay? But
Ye-
these Xiaomi AI smart glasses, I don't believe they're going to be available here in the States. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be China right now, maybe US
Bro, is
later,
that a
or maybe I have that
Snapdragon
completely
chip it
wrong.
has in it?
It's got a Snapdragon chip. Now,
Wow.
check this out.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Speaking of that, hold on, I don't mean to cut you off. It's
go
funny, I
ahead.
was at the you know how I told you I went to the content creator expo at the Jacob Javits Center?
Yep,
Snapdragon was there and they were giving away these $100 ultra ultra fast chargers.
100 watt. Wow,
Uh, Bro, super fast,
that is
and
awesome.
they were just giving it away, bro. I was like, and it's funny because my battery, oh yeah, here we go. My battery was running low,
Wow.
and then all of a sudden some lady was like, "Oh, they're giving away batteries, chargers over there." I was like, "Get out of here." I went over there. I was like, "Yo, word on the street is you guys are giving away some chargers." And he was like, "Here." And he just had, I was like,
He
"What?"
sits there. You tell him, "Oh yeah, I'm looking for this." He goes. He opens up one of the doors with the push bar. Pushes over.
Yeah.
Man, come to the alley, man. Come on,
Uh,
here you go, man. Throws it in the bag. Ruben takes the
that's
bag, runs
funny.
in.
That's
100
funny.
watts. That's actually pretty amazing because that's one of I love wireless chargers, but they've all been a nightmare to me because they're all super slow.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's just so 100 watts. Have you used it yet?
yeah, bro. It's actually eerily fast, to be honest with you. Like to the
Okay,
point where I'm like, and it's funny because it has one main USB-C plug, and then on the other side it has the lightning cable, USB-C plug, and let me show
take
you
it
while
out the
it's low
box.
since
Let's
we're here.
see it.
So
Let's
look,
see it. Give us the unboxing.
this is it extends. So this is the USB-C,
That is
and then
cool.
you get two USB-Cs to plug it, and then a lightning, the old school. Bro, I couldn't believe they
Wow.
were giving this away for free. I was like, what?
And it's magnet, so it just clicks to the back of the phone.
Oh no, so this isn't the
Oh, so
fast charging. You still gotta plug it in to
oh,
the
so you
wire
still
to the
okay? I'm sorry. I thought it
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
It looks like a magnet
No,
from the
no.
box
Yeah,
picture.
it
Okay.
does, it does. But it's just because it's a
Okay.
wheel, since all the wires you could pull out to however long you need.
Okay.
You know what I
Wow,
mean? So
that's
it's like a
cool.
pulley.
All right. Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Now,
Bro, listen, back to these glasses. I'm seeing footage on it. Bro, they look the
so
footage. And this is on I got it, mind you, look, I got a 34-inch monitor here and it's blown up, bro. And it's
this is the
crystal
thing.
clear, these Xiaomis. And they look like
This is the
these.
thing. They look just like the Ray-Bans. Now, listen. Hear me out for a second.
Hmm.
From what I saw, I just dug into it just a little bit, just within the past 24 hours, people. So if I'm
Yeah.
getting anything wrong, don't come killing me in the comments. Don't go crazy. But what I'm seeing right now, and this is going to blow your mind. Okay. So with the Xiaomi AI smart glasses, they're pretty much going to be almost the same as the Ray-Bans. Okay. Killer feature number one that I saw, 45-minute recording time.
I was just, no, charging time.
No, recording video. You can record
Oh,
record,
recording video. Oh,
record video for 45
because
minutes
I was reading if
straight.
they die that they'll fully recharge in 45 minutes. Damn, 45 minutes
Yeah,
straight. That's not bad, bro. To
straight.
record video, that's crazy.
And then also you can record yourself. Now, I think with the app, right, you
What?
can actually record yourself with the app and walk around and then have the glasses on and then you're recording yourself. So you're doing like a vlog style. Now, this is the biggest one here. This we're not even talking about the 8 hour battery life. I think it's 8.6 hours or 8.3 hours. So battery life, sound is supposed to be impeccable. This is the biggest killer feature, and I guess you haven't seen it yet because you have to dig a little to see it.
Yeah.
But this is going to be the number one killer feature of the Xiaomi AI smart glasses that's going to be blazing the scene any day now. I don't know the release date
Hmm.
yet. I don't have any particulars. I don't even know if it's going to be available in the United States, people. So take what I'm saying for what it is and do your research. Go out there, look around, because this was just announced in the past, I think, 24 to 48 hours. Biggest killer feature for the Xiaomi AI smart glasses is the ability to swipe on the frame, okay, and change the color of the lenses to whatever color you want.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
That's crazy.
Wait until you see the
That's
video.
crazy.
In the video, when he's going like this, it literally, I think it's chromatic. I forget I forget the exact terminology. But when you change it, it actually darkens like sunglasses. But you have red, green, silver, black. You could just change the color to whatever lens that you want,
So
and that
they're,
is,
oh
ladies and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
gentlemen,
I see it. I see it.
the killer feature for the Xiaomi AI smart glasses. Now, I was
Bro, they don't
excited
look
already.
bad either. They don't look bad. They look pretty good.
I was excited already about the Oakley Houstons or HSTNs, but this, people, I got to tell you, the Xiaomi AI smart glasses, this is this is earth shattering at this point. I mean, we're taking it to a whole new level with this now. So you're seeing it now, Ruben, right? And I get
I'm like genuinely in shock,
speechless.
bro. Because they look good too. They look good, bro.
They
They
look amazing.
genuinely look good.
They look amazing, and it's also going to have the ability to. I think it's only going to be with Alipay or Alipay.
Bro,
You can pay.
they're
You can pay with them.
278.
Yeah, they're gonna
278
be
is gonna be the price.
super
That's
cheap,
crazy.
super cheap, and like I said, you can pay with the glasses with Alipay. You can look at the QR code and you can make the payment through the glasses themselves. So again, if you're just tuning
Wow.
in, we're talking about the Xiaomi AI smart glasses. Just got announced, and I think they might be available right now. I'm just getting this news fresh off the grill, people. So, and Ruben's obviously speechless. I was speechless when I first saw them, when I was watching the videos to them, and I have to dig into it a little bit more. We're just hearing about this now, and yeah, we'll as more information comes up in the next coming days and weeks, we're gonna be dishing that out to you. We're gonna be scooping it up. So, and I
That's
could tell
crazy, bro.
Ruben.
I'm genuinely shocked right now, bro.
Yeah, same. When I saw that, I was mind blown when I saw that. So, and again,
I'll be
we have
honest
to
with you,
see.
kid. I gotta
Hmm.
be honest with you. I think I could hold off on the Oakleys.
Yeah,
I could
that's my
definitely
whole
hold
thing.
off on the Oakleys.
That's my whole thing, Ruben. Now, okay, it, this
See,
is
the
this
only
is
thing
the
is
only.
now the only
Go
one
ahead.
thing I gotta say is are the lenses polarized
I don't know. I don't
and
know.
blue
But for me,
blocking. That would be probably the one
that's
thing that I wouldn't like.
that's not a
Black
deal
them.
breaker for me. I
No.
mean, I don't have to have. I know some people like polarized. I don't mind if they're polarized. Then that's not a deal breaker for me. The deal breaker for me at this point with any glasses in the future, like for me, for purchasing wise, is going to be the audio. I'm going to need
Yeah,
better
yeah,
audio.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And that's not to say I'm not happy with these, the way these sound. I love the way these sound, but you're right. Again, like Ruben was saying, when you're in the car, uh, yeah, you're gonna have to put the volume all the way, and it's not gonna be the same as if you have like, you know, AirPods in or any other headphones. It's just not gonna
Yeah,
be the same. It sound good, but you're just not gonna get that loud punch of audio with
yeah.
what we have available to us right now. So, but I'm super
I'm
excited.
genuinely shocked. But it's funny because I had seen it pop up on my Google feed this morning. I was doing a bunch of stuff, and then like within like 2 hours, you had messaged me. You said, "Yo, did you hear about these?" And I was like, "Wow, these got to be good." If you're
Yeah,
messaging me about them,
yeah. As soon as I saw the ability to change the color of the lenses just by swiping on the frame, I said that's game over right there. I mean, that's and again, I mean, I've never owned any Xiaomi products, so I don't know. I know that they're a big dog in the game. They are. They've been for years.
yeah,
But we're just gonna have to see because now that that's happening and Meta's doing what they're doing, and I'm sure Apple's gonna be. It's just gonna be a fiasco with all the new tech
eventually
coming
it's
out.
getting. So right now it's shooting up. Right? Then it's gonna hit that we're gonna hit that plateau where there's only
Yeah,
so much you could do with these. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Finally, when somebody's able to make the screen pop up as that looks like a hologram, bro, it's gonna be
yeah.
over.
Now
It's gonna be over.
you haven't tried the Meta Quest yet, right? With the passive lenses and then like basically seeing the stuff in front of you with the camera. You
Like
haven't tried that?
the goggle things.
Yeah, the Meta Quest.
You
Yep, the
you
Meta
had
Quest.
me try them a while
The
ago, but it was
VR.
like the first generation or something like that. I know you had
Yeah.
the third or fourth, you had like the latest
Oh.
ones at one point, but I remember the first gen you had me try those, and that was amazing as it
Yeah,
is.
that's nothing. And people, Ruben's talking about the first gen of the Samsung, where you had the Samsung Note or the Samsung Galaxy like 10 years ago, and you put the
Yeah.
phone on the actual headset. That's what Ruben's talking about. Ruben hasn't
Oh, is
tried.
that is that is
Yeah,
that what it was? Oh, that's what it
yeah.
was? Okay.
So the Meta Quest, that's a whole nother beast of a system there,
Well, I
which
remember
to
you had
me
sent me videos because you
blew
were
me
able to
away.
record screenshots of like what you see when you had them on,
Exactly. Now,
and then you sent me, and it was ridiculous.
yep. Now I say that to say this. If and again that would be that's going to be pushing things to the next levels when we actually are able to see things in that form in this form factor of these glasses. You're going to be able to see that whatever it is virtual in the style of the Meta Quest
Yeah,
in these smart glasses here.
yeah,
But again, I think we're a ways out from that. Maybe 5 years, 10 years, who knows? But yeah, things are heating up. Things are heating up big
yeah.
time right now, and yeah, so listen, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of announcements. It just keeps happening, right? Last week we were talking about the Oakley Metas. Now the Xiaomi's. I didn't even know. Now those are popping up, and we have another one. We have another one to announce here. Which the big speculation here, Rube, the big speculation on the new Samsung smartphone. You
Bro,
know,
the fold you're talking about, right?
so yeah, it's going to be, I guess, the
Is
Unfold
this the
event.
7?
I don't even know the number. I think they're going to be changing the number to it. They might be calling it something else, but there's going to be an announcement soon, and I think it's going to be either next week or in a couple of days. I don't have the particulars, but there's going to be a new, thinner Samsung foldable phone coming out. And my speculation is that it might be the trifold. It
Oof.
might be a trifold phone because you know in China, I think it's Xiaomi or Huawei, they have the trifold phone where it folds out into three and it's a huge tablet, bigger than the bifold ones.
Bro, it's bad enough the first gen of that fold I fell in love with, bro. You know who
Yeah,
has it? David has it. So like I
yeah.
actually got to spend time with it. I was like, oh, let me see, because when I've seen it, I see it in the store. There's only so much you could do with it. He had that, bro, the pictures, the videos it takes, and then the fact that you could just and it turns into basically a mini tablet, bro. It was just, and it's a solid phone. You would think that it's flimsy. You would think the screen looks weird within the crease. And the thing is, it doesn't with that one. And I know just skimming through this on the new one, that crease is supposed to be basically like non-existent when you unfold the phone.
Pretty
Bro, I
much.
can't, you see, I'm a Mac head. I'm an Apple head. You know what I
Same.
mean? So
I can jump back and forth in
which
between the
I've
two.
respected Samsung ever since you put me on to Samsung. I actually respect it a lot. There's a lot of things that the Samsung could do that the Macs and Apples can't do, and vice versa. But there's certain things that Samsung excels at. I mean, listen, let's put it this way. Apple always waits for Samsung to come out with the new technology. Then Apple just comes out with it after, and they may come out with it where it's of equal value or maybe more.
But this is
Um,
my thing, Ruben. This is my biggest issue. Samsung's had the foldables for years now. For years.
yeah.
What is Apple doing? I texted you this. We were talking about this week. We were going over discussing what is going on with Apple. Why haven't they now? Will they this year or next year? I don't know, but they have to do something because if for
Yeah.
this new event that's coming out now with this new announcement with Samsung, okay, it's going to be a thinner version of the foldable. We don't have the details yet, but the way I'm seeing it, that it might be thinner, but it's also going to be a trifold. Okay,
Hmm.
that's my speculation. I could be totally off, bonkers here, off the wall, and just I could be completely wrong. But my speculation is yes, it might be a trifold phone where it's going to fold onto three into an even bigger tablet. But I'm like, Apple, what is going on? Like, you got to get on the ball here. Like, they
So let
haven't
me ask you something.
done
Let me ask you
anything
something. So because I know I didn't know that it was coming out. You put me on to that. I'm a huge fan of the Fold. So I haven't seen anything on it except when you told me that they're coming out with it. I'm just kind of skimming through articles and everything. What's giving you the impression that it's going to be a trifold?
because in the video in the teaser video it shows a thin dual layer in the if you watch the teaser video it shows like a thin dual layer. Then I think it opens up to like a dual on the bottom, and there's like a third piece that moves up to the top, right, with the two pieces like here at the bottom, and then there's like a third piece that comes up to the top. I don't know, like I said, I could be completely wrong, but that's the vibe I'm getting, is that this might be their announcement for a trifold foldable smartphone. We already know it's going to be thinner. We already know it's going to be drastically
Yeah,
thinner than the
that
one that's
that
in,
I
and the ones we have now are thin for what they are. A foldable phone, they're super thin, ultra thin. But this one's going to be even thinner, so it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be absolutely wild. So we'll see
yeah,
what
yeah, yeah. I'm
happens.
seeing the teaser right now, and they show like that's gonna be super thin, bro. Even when it's folded, how thin it is. That's crazy.
It might even be thinner than the iPhones that we have now. But again, this was my biggest gripe about Apple because I love Apple. Every couple of years, I switch between Samsung and Apple, Samsung Apple. It just depends on the deal that I'm getting off of the wireless carrier. I'll flip flop any day. But Apple has to. I mean, what more can they do with the iPhone as is? I mean, so they have
Well,
to innovate more than
remember,
what.
like I said, and this is like a known thing. Samsung comes out with things first, and then Apple follows later on.
You
I don't know what takes them so long. I don't know if they sit there, they see Samsung come out with something, and then they see all the problems that it has at first, and
Yeah.
during that troubleshooting, Apple's like studying them, being like, okay, so let's not do this, let's not do this. we're gonna do this instead. We're gonna do, and then that's why when they end up coming out with it, it usually ends up being like the perfect
Yeah,
product. You know what I'm saying?
that's definitely what they do because look, even with the foldables now, right? The Z Folds that Samsung has, they're on what generation 7, 8 right now, and you go back to the first gen, and people are like, well, yeah, it was cool, but you would never even think about getting that version now, and it's just like every year they change it. So yeah, we know that Apple waits, and then they strike when the pot is hot. So we're just gonna have to see. But I mean, if they release another iPhone this year that has like a better camera, it's like it just gets boring after a while. But I'm not. That's not to say Apple's not doing an amazing job. They are.
Yeah,
It's just I think that the consumer is going to get a little tech fatigue after a
yeah,
certain amount of time, and if it happens again this year, if they don't really put anything out mind blowing, I mean, I don't know.
yeah,
You're gonna get companies like Xiaomi and Samsung, and then what's the other one? I'm already losing the name of it. Yeah, but you know. We're just gonna have to wait and see what the announcement is. So we'll talk about it, Ruben, because we're gonna be hearing about it. I think it's. Does it? Do
yeah.
you have a date yet? Is there a date yet for the announcement for Samsung's revealing of the phone yet? I didn't see the date on the on from what I saw the other day.
Uh,
Are
Unpacked
there any
event
dates?
July 9th.
So
So
July
July
9th.
9th, they're doing an unpack event. So I guess
Okay.
they're gonna actually reveal it. And then in August is the likely availability. So that's not definite, but definitely July 9th. So July, bro, first, but July 9th, they're gonna unpack the Fold 7. July 11th, the Oakleys. So July's gonna be a big month, bro, when it comes to tech talk.
And it's right around the corner. It's right around the
Hmm.
corner. So
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell a
tell
friend
a
to
friend
tell a
to tell a
friend.
friend about the coin scoop.
School.
Later,
All
everybody.
right, kid.
Take care, Rube.
Peace, man.
Later, man.